Hey, what is going on, guys? People, YouTube here, back with another video, and I have some Zexal or Zeal related news for you guys. Basically, the Collector's Tin, or the Zeal Collection, will be coming out in March 2013. This is actually really good news. You may not know why yet, but because of the cover cards on the box. These cards are number 61 Volcasaurus and Photoknight Paladius, or however the hell they're pronouncing it nowadays. Anyway, I'm going to get on to the discussion of these cards and the other two cards that will be included, as well as the various rarities that these cards will be in. Okay, so the format for these tins will be as follows. Basically, you will have 3 ultimate rare variants of existing cards, plus 11 all new cards from a special 21 card set, as it says, made up of ultra and super rare cards respectively. Now, we have seen on the wiki page that these ultra rare cards have been announced already, and they are going to be 4 all new ultra rare cards, as they have said. These are going to be Dodo Warrior, number 61 Volcasaurus, Galaxy Wizard, and Photoknight Paladius. Of course, the best two, and the two really that people are paying attention to, are number 61 Volcasaurus and Photoknight Paladius. I'm going to go through their effects now. As for the rest of the details regarding the tin, of course, as I said, it will be released on March 8th in 2013, which is quite a while away, but, you know, if you think about it, that'll be just after a new format has started, and it'll be nice and fresh, and everyone will be able to build a Photon deck, which is basically what they're planning for people to do. They want people to do that. That's why they're re-releasing Photon Strike Bouncer as well in January. It's just so everyone can get their hands on one, because Photon Strike Bouncer was ideally meant for a Photon deck, which until this point hasn't really been playable. And Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy, from what I've seen so far at least, is definitely going to make that deck really, really viable and possibly tier. So, you know, be interested to see what happens there. As for the monsters, first of all, we have number 61 Volcasaurus. He requires 2 level 5 monsters to make, which means he's generic. Did someone say windups? His effect is basically that you can pop one of your opponent's face-up monsters once per turn by detaching an XYZ material and inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. And he cannot attack your opponent directly the turn he activates this effect. That means he can still attack one of your opponent's other monsters. As I said, you can bring him out very easily in windups or in any deck that revolves around level 5 monsters. He is easily one of the most broken XYZ monsters in the OCG. Mega Capital G actually mentioned that this card might be banned in the March 2013 list, excuse me, which would be ironic since he wouldn't even have been released yet, or would have just been released. So it's really quite sad if that in fact does happen. I really hope that it doesn't. I really hope that we get some sort of use out of this card, because he's going to be really, really useful. He's easily the best rank 5 out there. Tyrus Adrius and this guy together make just like an unstoppable team, and I can fully expect to see windups using this card if they're not hit in the ban list too heavily. So the second card we have is Photoknight Paladius. So he's rank 4 light, 2 level 4 light monsters to make this guy, 2000 attack and 1000 defense. His effect is as follows. You can detach 2 XYZ materials from this card to target one face-up monster your opponent controls. That monster's attack becomes 0 until the end phase, and its effects are negated. And when this card is destroyed by your opponent's card or card effect, you get to draw 1 card. Goody. It's like a card trooper effect. So you're basically regaining the minus that you've incurred after XYZ summoning this guy. There are only a few cards in the current TCG that allow you to 1 card XYZ, one of them being Tour Guide from the Underworld, another one being Deep Sea Diva, and a couple of other examples. But this guy is going to be one of those cards, provided he isn't removed from play with the likes of Deep Prison or something like that. But he's really, really easy to make. He's not generic because he requires light monsters, but he's going to be really, really good in the new up-and-coming Galaxy/Photon archetypes. So I very much look forward to seeing this guy. Next of all, we have Galaxy Wizard. Not a lot of people are talking about him because they're not really aware of the Galaxy archetype and how powerful it can actually be. So he's level 4 light spellcaster, 0 attack, 1800 defense. You can increase his level by 4 once per turn until the end phase. You can also tribute him to add 1 Galaxy card from your deck to your hand. There are a lot of Galaxy cards people aren't aware of. Forget about the likes of Galaxy Queen's Light, which is really, really amazing anyways, and Galaxy Ice Photon Dragon. You also have other cards that I'm going to be going through now, which are coming out in Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy. And so you're going to be a lot more excited about this tin once you find out that the first 2 cards, which is all people are really talking about, aren't even the icing on the cake. In my opinion, this guy is. Okay, so 3 amazing reasons to search up Galaxy cards. First of all, you have a level 8 light warrior monster, 2800 attack, 2600 defense, Galaxy Knight. If you control a face-up Photon or Galaxy monster, you can normal summon this card without tributing. When you do, target 1 Galaxy Ice Photon Dragon if possible in your graveyard. Make this card lose 1000 attack until the end phase. Who cares? And if you do, special summon that target. That is the easiest way in the universe, no pun intended, to make a rank 8 XYZ monster, and you can be sure to as hell that people are going to be using this guy in multiples. Second of all, we have Galaxy Expedition. If you control a level 5 or higher Galaxy or Photon monster, special summon one level 5 or higher Galaxy or Photon monster from your deck in face of defense position, you can only activate one Galaxy Expedition per turn. Basically, this is another really easy way to make any XYZ between ranks 5 and 8, and it enables you to go into these amazing plays really easily, and as I have mentioned, it is searchable by Galaxy Wizard, so that is another reason why Galaxy Wizard is awesome. So last of all, we have Galaxy Zero. Target one Photon or Galaxy monster in your graveyard, special summon the target in face of attack position, and equip it with this card. It cannot activate its effects, and cannot attack. Unfortunately, if you bring back a Galaxy Ice Photon Dragon, it won't be able to banish itself. If the equipped monster would be destroyed during the battle phase, you can destroy this card instead. If this card leaves the field, the equipped monster's attack becomes 0. You can only activate one Galaxy Zero per turn. This is probably the worst of the three, but it is still really amazing that you can search up a revival card that you can just use to overlay with Galaxy Knight, for example. Well, I would call that a 10 and a half if I do say so myself. I know I gave a little bit of extra information, but I just wanted to tell you guys about why Galaxy Wizard is in fact better than people think that he is. They're going to realize that eventually, if they get beaten down by a Galaxy deck, or if they use the deck themselves and realize that it's awesome. Anyway guys, that is it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, as always. Be sure to comment, rate, and subscribe. I'll be sure to come to you guys with more news if and when it arises, as well as some duel videos, deck profiles, and everything else that makes Yu-Gi-Tubing awesome. Anyway guys, peace.